Hi, welcome to the Cattery. Thank you so much for adopting one of our cats or kittens. And today we're going to show you how to maybe trim some nails, whether you've had cats before or this is the first time you've welcomed a kitty into your family. It's all something that everybody should know. And so we're going to show you a couple of different ways that you can do that. And the first guy that's going to help us is this spunky little guy named Isaiah. So to start out, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need a place to set the kitty, like a table, obviously the kitty, and then something to trim their nails with. There are 3 different options in here. One of these 2 is really what we feel most comfortable with. We have had a lot of practice, but over time that is something you guys can get comfortable with as well. I prefer these because my hands are kind of small, and he has pretty small nails as well. So we're going to use these. They're shaped like little scissors that are a little bit curved. As you can see, and they're pretty easy to use. You can pick these up at one of your local pet supply stores or order them on Amazon or another online retailer. So to trim a kitty's nails, you want to make sure that they're in a good mood and you're not forcing them to do something that they're not going to want to do. You want this to be a positive experience for everybody. Little Isaiah here is pretty playful and is probably going to take a little bit of practice, but that's just fine. Now kitties have what we call retractable claws, and so they don't hang outside of their toes unless you they extend them or you press on their little toe beans, as we like to call them. So let's see if we can get a nice close shot so you can see his nails are not anywhere to be seen, and then you press on his little toe bean and he lets them out. And so we're not forcing him to do anything he doesn't want to do, but we're just kind of gently positioning him in a way that it's easy to get to. Now I'm right-handed. I'm going to use my right hand and kind of crook him in my arm like a little football. I know. And isolate one of his hands. And so kitties have normally 5 fingers on their front hands. We're going to extend it out. You can kind of see there's a pink part in his thumbnail. We don't want to trim that. That's the quick. That nail looks short enough to do, so we're going to move on. And so we're going to gently press one of his toes and trim the very end, the very sharpest part, really, boop, just like that. And then you continue, boop, and then see he's struggling just a little bit. We're going to just let him go, let him calm down a minute, and then we're going to try again with the very next nail. I know, you're okay. Sometimes you might need to get somebody else in here, so let's see. Sometimes with wiggly little kittens, it's easiest to do it with 2 different people. And I'm not ashamed to say I might need help with this guy because he is so spunky. So let's get my friend Elissa in here to help hold him. Yes. And it's the same thing. Good job. Good job. And you give him a little bit of love in between each one. You may be wondering, Sarah, why aren't you trimming his back nails? Most of the time, kitties don't need their back nails trimmed unless they're like special show kitties or they're exceptionally long. And in that case, that's more specialized kind of thing, and it's another issue. But just trimming his front nails, pretty simple, pretty easy. And now he's ready to go off and play, and he's not going to get his nails caught in your blankets or in you. And that's it. So we're now joined by Miss Catsy Klein, one of our FIV kitties here. We're going to show you on a little bit of a bigger kitty. Also, maybe you may not have a table to do it in. Maybe you are in the moment and you're sitting on your couch just hanging out with your kitties and everybody's really relaxed. And it can be done in your lap as well. Same exact process. You want to isolate their toes. Her hair is a little longer, so it might be a little harder to see her toenails. And they are also just a little bit bigger. She's got adult toenails. They're a little harder to see past her toe fluff, but they are a little bit bigger. So same process, you just trim the very end of the sharp nails. You continue with all 10 of her toes in the front. Did you know, special fact, if a kitty has more than 10 toes in the front, they're called polydactyl, meaning a whole bunch of toes. So sometimes you need to trim a kitty's nails with some help. And I have our friend Elissa here to help us with Little John. And we're going to show you how to trim his nails over your shoulder. Sometimes you've got to have somebody hold your kitty if they are a little bit more wiggly or a little bit not as used to having this kind of process done. But it's the same thing. You hold their hands gently. You don't have to squeeze with very much pressure. You can see his really cute little fluffy toes. We're gonna start with what would be his pointer finger. And you push it out. And again, you can kind of see just where it starts to curve. We're gonna go in and just clip. A little harder to see if they're fluffy, but you kind of have to push the fur away. Just trim the very end. We're not trimming very far down, just at the very tip. And the more often that you do this, the less you actually have to trim, because they're already going to be pretty short. And it's pretty simple, quick process. That one looks already pretty good. Just the tip. Now you might ask, Sarah, what do you do if you trim your kitty's nails too short? There's this product called styptic powder, or you can use some cornstarch to dip the nail in. It's like if you've ever cut your nails too short, it hurts pretty bad, but it's not the end of the world. Just make sure that you keep an eye on it, and if you're worried about it, get it seen by your veterinarian. But with practice and by following these tips, hopefully you'll be able to trim your kitty's nails yourself at home. And even then, if you're unable to do so, contact your veterinarian and they might be able to help.